Jasmine Jones. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and this is Black Girl, a therapist in the wild, and this little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. So today we are reviewing Insecure, Season 5, Episode 9, Out, okay? And we are drinking on some, what is it? Lemonade and vodka. Yes, simply lemonade and vodka, yes. So yeah. This episode goes to Molly and Torian. I feel like, why hasn't he been introduced earlier on in the seasons? But Molly wasn't ready yet. Just like I feel Issa isn't ready yet. After this episode, I just feel like Issa is not ready to pick the right man for her. So this episode, we are at Derek and Tiffany's going away party. We start off this episode with Issa and Nathan looking at apartments to rent.
You can shave in here or do whatever you want with the toilet seat, because I know how y'all do.
Man, we ain't all the same. I don't know what kind of men you've been living with.
Possibly a 2-bedroom. They need the space. She's all like, we need the space. In the back of her head, I feel like she's like, prepping for a potential child. I'm just like, it's giving moving too fast vibes without actually, like, you can't logically say they're moving too fast because they've known each other for years, but still it's giving those vibes like they really, really want this to work. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. But it just feels like, I don't know, because when we look at Molly and Torian, it's more natural. It's more like easy. We can just vibe off of each other and like we don't have to question each other. It's not messy like that. I mean, I'm sure they probably will have arguments and issues and things and stuff. It's not perfection, but when two puzzle pieces fit together, and I think that's what they're trying to show us with Molly and Torian. I'm gonna be all over the place with this, and I figure that, to make it shorter, we don't need to go scene by scene. That way, maybe we can shorten this down to at least 30 minutes instead of an hour. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But, the whole party scene, it was just kind of like, so Lawrence was there, he came with Condola, and they were all separate, but they were all making eyes at each other. As soon as Nathan saw Lawrence and Condola, he just felt a type of way for the rest of the evening.
How is it?
I don't know, man. Issa X up in there.
And then when Issa saw Lawrence and Condola, she felt a type of way. And, Lawrence, of course, he's like being hyped up by his friend who was just like, well, I don't know why you tripping about going to this party when, you didn't fight for her.
I think I'm gonna go to the party. Issa gonna be there. They're her friends, technically.
Okay, so what's the problem? She let you go, you ain't fight for it. Sound like y'all peaceful to me.
So he was just like, well, I'm not gonna force her. And his friend was just like, well, yeah, but when I fucked up on my girlfriend or wife or whoever he fucked up on, I don't know. He cheated on her, sucked a titty, did something. And he was just like, you remember all the shit I was doing to get her back? You didn't do nothing. You just kind of like sit on your ass, let the world pass you by type of thing. And Lawrence is just sitting there just flabbergasted because it's the truth, But the thing is that, he could have made better choices in how he did what he did. And Nathan could have made better choices. They both could have made better choices in how they did what they did. When you stand up Molly and Torian, how Molly took time to work on herself and heal herself. She dated around when she was in a healthier place so that she can kind of get a better idea of what she would like in a man. And then she started to trust, when she started to trust herself more, she was able to be with somebody like Torian, who was just like her perfect match. And you're just like looking over here at Issa like, the fuck is wrong with you? Yes, your career, but even niggas is trying to infiltrate her career. See, like I said in my last video, I just feel like Issa has these patterns of dealing with these potential ass niggas. And now she doesn't know what to do when, she's in these potential ass nigga relationships. Like, yes, they're sweet and nice and wonderful, but these men don't have emotional stability like they should, as they should have it. It's not there. You know, so, you know, we go from them looking at the apartments to them being at the party. We go to Lawrence at his friend's house. His friend's reading them for Phil for not fighting over Issa. Like, how you gonna be scared to go to this fucking party if you're not even fighting over her? You didn't even fight over her. Like, what's the big deal? Like, he's feeling like, you know. So, you know, at the party, they're jib-jabbering, yim-yam, and Torian and Molly are high as a fucking kite. It's beautiful. So apparently Torian brought edibles.
I brought some edibles, but I'm now realizing that this is not that kind of party.
Well, it could be.
I don't think so. There are like multiple babies here.
Look, I'll take one with you. Think of it like we are celebrating you making partner.
Well, in that case,
Pop it open, Big Daddy. All right.
see what's down this rabbit hole.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And he's looking around all anxious because he's just like, well, you know, there's babies here. And Molly's like, well, you know, it's edibles. Like, just keep them in your pocket. Just lay them around. You'll be fine. So they both take it, and then they're just flying the whole evening looking for macaroni and cheese balls and just nice little delicacies to chew and munches and crunches on, and having sex in the pantry. It's the perfect evening. It's the perfect man. And I'm upset that Molly wasn't there enough to see this nigga in the beginning. But he said it too. He didn't like her from jump either. But the thing is, she wasn't in the place to be liked from jump. And then you over here looking at Issa, making eyes with Lawrence, and looking back at Nathan, making eyes with... She don't know what the fuck she want. Oh, gosh. And you know, Tiffany and Derek in their own little world and shit about to leave, and they doing a little speech in the front talking about, oh, you know, to our friends.
We just wanted to thank everyone for coming. We're gonna miss you all so much. And even though Denver has one of the most unique city park systems in the nation, what it doesn't have is you. So we just want to show our appreciation to all of you.
You know, like in Hamilton, 2 to something and 2 to something. I forgot the song, but it's basically was that scene in Hamilton. And then the girls split off, and then the boys split off, and then they start talking in the boy group, and then Nathan is talking about barbecue, and Lawrence is talking about how Southern California got good barbecue, and he's trying to compare it to Texas. My nigga. At least if you want to start an argument for the sake of starting an argument, don't compare where barbecue came from to you know, the people that came from those places and then started restaurants over here. Okay? Those people came from those. It wasn't the people that originated from here that started the barbecue. They came from the places like Louisiana and Texas and Tennessee and all them other places and started those restaurants over here. Don't start an argument just for the sake of starting an argument over some dumb shit like that, comparing him and Nathan just back and forth over some fucking barbecue. Like children. Then we over here looking at Torian just... You know how they vibe so, and this is how it should be. So Dro is at the party, that nigga that was in the polyamorous relationship and didn't know what the fuck he wanted and shit. It was using Molly, who was like giving him like basically doing boyfriend shit with Molly, and then looking at her crazy when she started to get emotions from it. Like, the fuck, why are you doing boyfriend shit with me if we're just fucking? Like, I'm confused. I'm not going to the movies with you for what? We're just fucking. You know, shit like that. And he's there, and Molly's high, and she just walks up to Dro. This is a me. This is where you, this is when you've evolved to health. So you can walk up to an ex and just have a random conversation, just be completely honest about what happened while the new nigga is right there behind him. And Dro's the only one in that conversation that was awkward. It was magical. She was just like, oh, you know, the girl you brought here is cute, so apparently he's gotten a divorce and all this other stuff. And he was all like, oh yeah, the guy you brought here is cute too. He's nice. He seems interesting. And then she's like, oh, you mean the one standing behind you? And he turns around, there's Torian behind him. And I'm just like, yes, I want this. So honest. You can just, so honest to the point where it makes everyone else awkward. Not in that, like, let's bring up, like, random, I don't want to hear how you wipe your ass and shit. No, but I mean, just can be honest about their feelings and emotions about the situation that should be awkward, but it's not to them too. And they're high too, so that's probably part of it. But I feel like this is just them. So she honestly just says like, yeah, we used to fuck. He's polyamorous and we was messing around and then, you know, we ended it. And then Torian's like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. And Dro just feels so awkward because he's not at that stage in his life where he can say things honestly and open and honest and not feel fazed by it. He pretends to be. That's what he thought being polyamorous was going to do for him, is tell bitches he's polyamorous, and that really he's being honest when really he just wants to cheat on his wife. That's why they got a divorce, probably, because they weren't honoring their, you know, criteria for polyamory, and that's cheating. I feel in my spirit he wasn't honoring, you know, the ethics of their relationship. Polyamory, you make rules, and if the rules are broken, that's cheating. So it is what it is. So anyways, Dro doesn't know how to just be in this situation where people are being so honest. So he just walks away. And then she just looks at Torian and she's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry about that situation. And Torian's just as chill as fuck. Yes. Where are the chill niggas that can just take this situation and not get emotional about it? He had the perfect response. He was just like, well, you know, we all have a past. I used to sell Adderall when I was a senior in college, so it is what it is. And she was like, I must hear this story. Yes, it's so easy. It's just, and the reason why it's easy, because the things that would make us awkward, we're just being chill about. It's not that big of a deal. Like, if Nathan had been chill about Lawrence being there, Issa probably would have been chill about Lawrence being there because she's vibing off of Nathan. She vibes off the niggas that she's around instead of off herself because she doesn't have the emotional stability to vibe just off herself and her own emotions right now because she doesn't go to therapy. Yes. So she vibes off the people around her. And usually it's a nigga. And so she's vibing off of Nathan having an attitude and Nathan feeling the type of way, and she's walking up to Nathan. He's at the little snack bar, little dessert area, and she's like, oh, look at all the desserts, trying to act like he doesn't have an attitude. And then he does, and then he's like, oh, yeah, desserts. He's like, you know, oh, whatever. You know, little body language, little tone of voice, just a little baby. Because she hasn't been she ain't talked to this nigga yet. She ain't trying to be with this nigga. Like, she may be having thoughts and feelings, but she 100% is in your face. She stayed away from this nigga specifically for you. So if you had just chilled, most likely she would chill. But see, that's why your foundation needs to be in yourself. So that if the nigga does act stupid, you're just looking at him like he's a fucking child instead of just being all emotional and stuff with him. You're just like, but why are you mad? You know what? I'm going to go over here where people are chill. You over here tripping. I don't got time for this. Because wasn't nobody even talking to this nigga. You know, wasn't nobody over there with this nigga. You know, he's with his baby and what she assumes to be his girlfriend or wife or whatever. But he has an attitude. And so, you know, Nathan is getting more and more hyped up. Issa earlier on was in the kitchen with the homegirls and stuff with Tiffany, and they was just vibing over, you know, who they are and growth, and Molly over here high, and all of a sudden she just started laughing and saying dumb shit. Then she tell everybody she high, and they like, yeah. And then Condola walked into the kitchen because apparently she put the baby bottles in the refrigerator. And Condola just like, you know, she talking to Issa about MBW and congratulating her, and it's a little awkward, but they do it. And then later on, she's talking to Lawrence, and she's just like, you know, I talked to Issa, and Lawrence is like, oh yeah, really? What happened? And Condola was just like, you know, I think it felt really good to get that off my chest. You know, I don't really like having awkward vibes with people. And that made Lawrence think even more, like maybe he should talk to Issa, but I feel in my spirit that you could have sent her a text message. You could have sent a long paragraph. You could have sent an email and see if she responded back. You could have texted her and asked her out for lunch the next day. You know, you did not have to confront her. This is not the patriarchy's romance where we do toxic things and embarrass people in front of other people. No, it's not. I don't care. That grand love gesture tends to be gaslighting and embarrassing people in front of other people and then putting them on the spot and making them feel like they have to accept your overture of love. No, girl. This is an email. This is a text message. This is the ask out for lunch and then we'll see what happens. This is not an embarrass people in front. They're children. Nathan Because Nathan been mad from jump since he saw that nigga. He couldn't even enjoy the party. Torian over here looking at Dro like he's not even intimidated by Dro. He doesn't even feel less of a man and Dro's taller, or, you know, the shit insecure niggas be feeling. He's chilling. And yes, he's high, but like when you're inebriated and shit, the truth comes out. And if you ain't emotionally stable and shit, that shit would have came out. And so, you know, Torian over here, I'm going to always compare them to Molly and Torian, because Molly got her shit. She took her time. She went to therapy. She waited on herself. She healed herself. And then she got back out there in the dating field and tried out some niggas to see what they were like until she was ready to be with a real nigga. And so she did it the right way. She did what she was supposed to do. This is the goal. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So when you compare it to Molly's relationship, when they were in the pantry, so apparently they've been trying to find food this whole time, trying to find a little mac and cheese balls and shit. And so they found the mother load. They found the little hors d'oeuvres trays. Hors d'oeuvres, yes, said it right, yes. The hors d'oeuvres tray in the kitchen. They find all, and they sitting up in there just smacking and grubbing on all them motherfucking hors d'oeuvres and shit. And then the people come back and want to get another tray, and so they hide in the pantry and shit.
What?
Nothing. No, it's dumb.
I currently have smushed cheese in my jacket pocket, so can't be that dumb.
I guess a part of me is just kind of worried about how good of a time I'm having with you. This is easy and feels real natural, and that scares me.
Why?
Because at some point when people get close, I mess things up. Dudes get tired of me, or at least they have in the past, and I am just worried that if you get tired of me, it's gonna really hurt.
Actually, with me, it's the opposite. I hated you at first, but now I'm starting to like you. I'm not gonna get tired of you, Molly.
And Molly's just like, you know, I don't know why this is scary, because it's so good, and I feel so just like it's easy with you, and, you know, I feel like, you know, this has never happened before, and I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up, and, you know, guys usually get tired of me, and and then, you know, what's his name, Torian's just like, well, it was backwards with me. I didn't like you at first, and now I do like you, and I'm not gonna get tired of you, bitch. He said, I'm not gonna get tired of you. And he's been showing that shit from jump. This isn't a Nathan took her to the hospital, said all that nice shit to her, then the first sign of some bullshit in his life, it wasn't even anything she did, it was his life. He comes back and wants to leave LA. Fuck all that nice shit I said. It wasn't no confusing, wishy-washy shit. It wasn't no, I got a baby over here and I don't know what I'm gonna do type shit. It was just pure, honest consistency. And this is what we're holding out for, people. I don't know what else to say. Like, I was looking at Issa and her two niggas in disgust after seeing Torian and Molly. I was just like, this is what we've been hyping up. This is what we've been, you know, Edward and Jacobing all this time when Molly, she found the goose that lays the golden eggs. Not just the goose, but the goose that lays the golden fucking eggs, bitch. He got money. He's humble. He's kind. He's funny. He's consistent. He's all the fucking things and more. And I'm upset. You know, whatever happens to Issa happens at this point. You know, it's one more episode left. This show's no longer about Issa for me. Because Issa keep fucking up. And so, you know, I just feel like we can't all be the same. Maybe we can't all be on the same. No, fuck all that. We all need to be on a path of healing and finding the people that make it feel easy. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I said what the fuck I said. We should all be on that path that Molly's on. Now, the people that make it feel easy will look different for each and every one of us because we're all different people. Some people are into BDSM. Some people are polyamorous. But they make it feel easy. I was watching this Nigerian romance yesterday, and this girl was just like, it was this girl and her friend, and this girl was just like, just fucking up in these relationships. One nigga was cheating on her for 2 years, and then he brought his ass around finally after she left him to propose to him. And then her friend over here, her friend is into kink, her friend is a freak. Her friend found a perfect man for her, for herself. It ain't even about the girl that got with the dude that was cheating on her for 2 years. It's about her friend who found the perfect man for herself. She surprised him with a threesome. It was another nigga. He was down. He was just like, I feel a little awkward about this. She's giving me free reign to walk out. I could walk out on this. You know, I'm going to try. I'm going to try and see if I like it. And if I don't like it, then I'm going to, you know, just skedaddles. He liked it. He enjoyed it. And they realized that they belong together. That's the type of shit they like to do. So the perfect person for you, that makes it feel easy for you, whatever that looks like for you. As long as we're not Bonnie and Clyde, because I'm not committing no crimes, I'm not going to jail. You know, but they were the perfect people for each other, and they died together. So you know what, I can't even say I wish they hadn't taken other people with them though, because that's not nice. Don't drag other people down in your toxicity of killing and robbing and all this other shit. I'm just saying. But no, this is the Molly and Torian show now. Fuck all this. Fuck Issa. She doing too fucking much. The character, of course, not the person, but she doing too fucking much. She see that these two niggas got all these issues. I mean, but it was cute though that they fought over her. I mean, it wasn't cute that they fought over her at the venue that they fought over her at. It's just the aura and the vibes of two decently attractive niggas fighting over you, and it's just like, you guys should stop. This would be like Quinn and Daria.
Oh, well, you came on too strong. You didn't give her enough space. You should have brushed your teeth.
Stop fighting! That's horrible. They're fighting over me.
When them two little white boys was fighting over her, she's like, oh my gosh, you guys, you should stop it. Don't fight. Oh my gosh. Just be standing there doing all that stupid shit like, I know I'm cute. So, you know, little giddiness came about from the little fight scene, but it's still not okay. They children. No, because it's still, that little giddiness cannot compare to the safety and security that Molly feels with Torian. And I just, can we have another show where it's just Molly and Torian and it's like a sitcom and they're like, it's like this show that I've been watching on HBO Plus, HBO Max, there you go, that I didn't even know existed in the mid 2010s or whatever, called Mike and Molly. It's these two fat people that are just living their lives, falling in love, and all sorts of shit. 6 seasons, and I'm sitting up here watching this shit, and I'm just like, this is beautiful. They just be doing nice shit for each other. They love each other. I'm only on the first season, so they probably, you know, got to the second or the third. It's 6 seasons, so they probably divorced, got back married again, had kids. I ain't there yet. But, you know, to see their love story unfold, and you just like, wow. Molly and Torian could have a show. Just a cute little sitcom where they just doing stuff and loving on each other and getting high at random places, and they both lawyers, but it don't matter because they still just regular ass people at heart. Magical. Man, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to add here. I feel like Issa, I'm still gonna keep saying Issa needs therapy. And like I was saying earlier, Nathan got issues, and he couldn't even get over the fact that he was mad. he couldn't step back from that and just realize that they're not together anymore. That if he just stayed chill, most likely Issa would have vibed off that and stayed chill too. But Issa shouldn't be just relying on these niggas to make her stay chill. Lawrence, I need you to communicate in proper manners and stuff. Not, I'm gonna embarrass you in front of it. Like, she tried to walk away from that conversation, and when Nathan came over, because he called her over in the dark while she was taking out some trash at the party and was trying to tell her he loved her and shit, Lawrence was, and how he wanted to be with her and shit.
And I want you to know how I feel, and I don't want to...
Here? Because I can't do this with you right
now. Are
now.
you happy right now?
What?
Are you happy, yes or no? Because I realize that I am not happy when I'm not with you. Because I love you, Issa.
And then Issa was just like, you know, I can't have this conversation right now. And then Nathan walks up and was like, what's going on? And Issa was like, nothing, let's go. And then Lawrence wanted to hold on to that fucking conversation. That shit pissed me the fuck off. I was just like, why is he trying to hold on to the conversation? If he had let that shit go, then maybe she would have thought about it and she would have texted him. But we're not emotionally in our right places right now. We're just being impulsive. This is all impulse. This is impulse. And, you know, I like how they're showing, they're just supposing what a good relationship is and good growth looks like next to what partial growth, but not really partial. Issa growing. She growing in her own ways, but she's still not where Molly is, because Molly went to therapy and Issa didn't. So Issa's growth is slower. It's more awkward. It's more lackadaisical and accepting stupid shit that she shouldn't be accepting and niggas that she shouldn't be accepting, and not seeing herself as the main foundation of this whole game. And, you know, it's... she's not there yet, but she's on her way. She's on her way, and I just... Molly and Torian were so beautiful, y'all. It was... Imagine just being vibing that much with some dude that you with, like our partner, whatever the fuck. Just vibing that much with your partner. It's beautiful. That was just magical. I don't have anything else to say about Issa and her two niggas that could. They wish they could. I just, When you see the mess next to structure, it just really looks like a mess. It looks like a mess, and I feel like I've woken up from the mess. What Issa and Nathan and Lawrence has is a mess, because Issa is putting these niggas at the forefront of her life, even in her job. Why are you working with Crenshaw, who tried to come for you out of nowhere, even though what you did for him was getting him accolades? Why are you putting your career in jeopardy like that? That's not a good sign. But go out, sis. Go out, sis. Be with these niggas and let them ruin your fucking shit. Run your shit. You know, because it's unnecessary to be with niggas that they got their shit together. Worry about yourself. Because we're putting niggas like they're the most important things that matter in Issa's life. When Molly has shown us that the most important thing that matters is your motherfucking self working on you. And then the niggas will come, because Torian was always there. Torian was always there. He was going to be there. She could have had him whenever she wanted to, if she had got her shit together emotionally. So the niggas will come. The partners will come. Molly has shown us that the most important piece is our motherfucking self, not these niggas. Issa's still stuck on these niggas in her career and in her personal life. She's still there at the front of everything, because at the end of the day, if she was mainly focused on her career, she would have dropped Crenshaw like a fucking bad habit. Like, fuck that shit, nigga. You embarrassed me. This is not okay. Or I hope she has some strict contracts with that nigga, because fuck, I don't know. This the Molly and Torian show over here, though, y'all. we have, you gonna have to pull some magic together in the last fucking episode for me to be on Issa anything again. And I'm not mad at Issa. I'm not mad at Issa. I'm just tired of her doing the same shit over and over again with these niggas and put them in the forefront of her shit. And I'm just like, whatever, girl. Whatever, girl. These niggas embarrass you at your friend's event. Fuck all that. Yes, it's a little giddy. It's like, oh, this is cute. They're fighting. But no, we're grown-ups now. We're not Quinn. Quinn was a 15-year-old girl in Daria. That's why it was cute then. That little 15-year-old girl inside us all was just like, oh, it's cute. But no, we're grown-ups now. That's embarrassing. They embarrassed you at your fucking friend's event when you wasn't even talking to that nigga. Lawrence came out of the woodworks like, the conversation ain't over. And then Nathan, and they just wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop. And I'm just like, and then Nathan Friend. So Nathan Friend was supposed to come pick up some keys or some shit to the barbershop. Where Nathan rents a chair. Magical, magical. And, you know, he came and then Nathan told him about Issa's ex that was in the party. Why his friend want to pop off? Why his friend want to go up into this nice house in this nice neighborhood and pop the fuck off? What's wrong with you? Nathan calmed him down, of course. But I'm just like, what kind of people are you hanging around with, sir? Like, you know, I like a little hood mixed with a little businessman, mixed with a little nerd, you know, but you know, the businessman and the nerd overpower the hood so that we don't get into fuck situations like this, because you're not bringing your hood friends to my nice event and have them act hoodishly. You know, the most I would do is a Molly and Tori, and we might eat an edible and walk around dazed and stuff and just like, this is fun. Yes, this is fun. Let's have fun. But we're not doing. Now we can invite your hood friends as long as they can keep their shit together. We're not having fights. We're not having, you know, like, why does your friend want to pop off that quick? Why wouldn't your friend know, you know, what is it? Etiquette of certain events, you know. See, back in white people land, you know, back in the 1600s, they would have duels. You know, we're not going to fight at the event, but some of them were. You know what? We're not going to put white people as a standard because they're not. They out here stealing and killing and destroying and shit, so fuck all that. I tried. I was like, how could we have settled this like gentlemen? But no, nigga, when you take people's land and give them smallpox and make people into slaves and shit, that there's no savages. Savages, all of them. You know, and so, I just can't look at the triad the same. Every time I'm watching this show now, one episode left every time. Every time I'm watching this show now, it's going to be Molly's journey to healing. We're going to start from season 1 till now. This show is not about Issa. This is about Molly's journey to healing. And that's what this whole series is about. You know, she was just going through shit and not knowing how to communicate in the beginning, and then she started going to therapy periodically because, you know, she had to work on her shit, but, you know, she wasn't going consistently because she wasn't ready yet to face her shit. But then she started losing motherfuckers too much, and then she was just like, no bitch, I need to work on myself because I'm tired of losing motherfuckers too much. And then she was just like, I'm going to be better. And then she started going to therapy consistently, and she got back with her friends, and people liked her again, and she was doing better at work, and she was even seeing men here and there just to see what she liked. She was tasting the flavors of the rainbow and having fun. And then here comes the man that has been there the whole time that maybe she didn't notice before because she was too caught up in her own pain and whatever. And he was, you know, being mean to her. Like, not mean, but like he had attitude or whatever. Because she had attitude. So they didn't see each other for a long time because they had attitudes and shit. And then finally the love story comes to fruition where they get together and realize that they are each other's puzzle pieces. The end. Finn, the end. And that is the story of Insecure. No one else is in this show but Molly and Torian. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please let me know what you think. Do you too feel that this tale is a tale of Molly and Torian? I don't care. It is. Because I'm going to get my motherfucking happy ending from somewhere, bitch. Okay? And she did it right. It wasn't some impulsive happy ending like I feel would happen with Issa if she was made to choose between these two niggas. No. Fuck that story. That's nothing to do with what Insecure is about. Insecure is about Molly finding herself and then finding Torian. Yes. Magical. Yes, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this review. Later days.